Previously on PolyArmoury.
At some point, you realise that because you can just phase through things, you just stick your head in a cupboard. It's like, nope, nothing in there. Don't need to worry about trying to open anything. Just, nope, nothing in there.
Am I clipping through the floor?
Essentially, yes.
Help!
You know that string we cut?
Yeah.
Should we just follow the piece of string and see where it goes?
Brilmara grabs onto it and starts pulling herself by the arms, floating, just like pulling herself along the string. Floors are an illusion created by big capitalism.
By big floor.
Hey spiders, how you doing?
Escaped from the doppelgangers, did you?
We freed the queen. We cut the thread thing so the queen could come back, and we're in here now. Hey, okay, everyone, we gotta swim up to the crystal.
Skitata seems to be in a deep conversation with one of the spiders.
You can see the whole city arrayed out below you, but in this weird, wispy smoke. Eventually you're led into this sort of tunnel into the crystal, and given the fact that this is a space rather than you've just walked through into the crystal, you get the impression that this hole exists on the real crystal as well.
I think I speak for everyone in our group when I say our perfect solution here would be fix whatever you've got to fix so that your world is fixed enough that we can go home. Maybe rescue some of the people who got doppelgangered, because that is going to be good for business, one would suspect. And then we get out of your hair. So, what do you need from us so that we can, maybe pick up some very grateful people who will pay us money and leave?
Okay, it takes you about sort of 20 or 30 minutes to get there, and as you get closer, this thing gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's bigger than some towns you've been to.
So since he's already surrounded by a pile of them, he's just going to flex a little bit to push them back, slam down on its head, and having worked out the physics enough, is then going to turn like a 180 spin, and then slam down from behind where he was before, and just sort of metronome it underneath him into paste.
And as you sort of smash it the final time, it just goes flying off into the ether. And having fought the ones around you, you notice a weird sort of squelching, cracking noise, like an actual swamp being folded in half. And looking up, the giant boar titan is sort of folding and melting itself into what looks like more of a humanoid shape. Dusty, Skitata, and Dee, you are thrown back by the force of this whip just as it swings past you, and it just cracks and just seems to just splat a bunch of the doppelgangers. This huge, gargantuan face just looks down at you, and it's... everything about it screams ancient.
So, once we're back, Brilmara is going to turn to all these rescued people and go, so, back in the world, we did you a solid there, we came on this was a rescue mission, right team? Rescue mission?
Dusty nods.
Very rescue.
And being rescuers is really expensive work, so if any of you could give us any kind of, thank you for rescuing you, it would be super appreciated. It would allow us to rescue more people like we rescued you.
Between them, they managed to get you 156 gold and just a couple of silver. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Stone Monkey Radio and Curiosity Epidemics PolyArmoury Season 2. We're all here. You've had a great adventure.
We have had a great adventure, and now here we are, indoors, at our microphones, having another great adventure.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Staying away from the outside. No adventures outside, adventures inside.
Sort of socially isolating, one could say.
Indeed. Not to date when this is recorded, but we'll isolate ourselves and have an adventure.
Well, hopefully it will date. I would like this to be dated. I would like this to be past.
Oh, that'd be lovely if by the time this comes out, everyone's like, oh, do you remember when we did that?
Yeah, do you remember when we all stayed inside for a while?
Yeah,
This part will just be sad if that's not the case, though.
And then all the disabled people had all the infrastructure that they'd always been asking for. available
All
to
the
them.
virtual conferencing for work jobs. Woo! No, we're here doing D&D. We're not here to celebrate the downfall of capitalism or anything yet.
No, well, no, not yet. But I'm very up for that if that's where you want to go. I mean, that did seem to be where Series 1 was going.
I mean, it could well be where Season 2 goes.
So,
Who can know?
Who can?
last week we had, or in the last few weeks, we went to Brayburn, and you freed the Vase Spider Queen, and then you cut the Ethernet cable.
There's no more Piggy Go on my phone.
There's nothing on your Scrytome now.
Like, I recognise that we saved the world from potentially impending doom and things would have been real bad if we didn't do
But
it.
all your
but,
shiny
like,
piggies.
I'm collecting the piggies on my phone. It's quite sad. That is a collection of piggies that was collected over some time and was very important. It's gone now. That's very sad. My piggies.
Well, surely the piggies haven't gone anywhere.
The Piggymonda where?
They have Piggymoned away because the app's gone.
Where are my
Oh.
shiny Piggymon?
Whatever was powering them, it's not doing it anymore. You can still use them as messaging devices,
Yeah.
but it's all very fuzzy. You can it's mainly sort of clouds and stuff you can see in there now. Vague outlines.
I miss my
There's no
pigs.
apps.
I miss my pigs.
Yeah, I have 2 follow-up questions.
Mm.
First of all, who is going to break this to Puff? Second of all, so
Who's going to break this to Trash Boy?
oh gosh, they are going to be
Yeah.
destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
poor Flash Boy.
It's fine. It's fine. We have the. There's got to be some way that we can still make music for Puff.
I mean, you could go and see Minor Apothecary Courtship.
Are they playing?
Theoretically somewhere. So, with all that in mind, with the city basically going on as normal, although there are a lot of people sort of having to talk very loudly in public into their scrying mirrors, because it just doesn't have the reception it used to have. No, I'm on the cart! I'm on the cart! So yes, it's and the Bramley offices appear to have been ransacked. There was a large mob outside for a little while, and then, the windows aren't there, and there doesn't seem to be anything that might have been even remotely tied down. And some of the things that were tied down have just gone.
Oh no.
Wow.
My second question was the doppelgangers.
Ah.
Remind me why we cared.
Because that was a bunch of people that we now have back and can go, hey, if we need a favour from a big group of people, you owe us one. That seems like a beneficial thing to have.
I assumed it was you were doing the right thing because the doppelgangers were doing a bad thing.
No.
No.
Have I pegged you all wrong?
So,
You can peg me if you
that's,
want.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of people we can call on for favours should we need them. We have them as an asset now to call upon. And B, I didn't want a situation in which anyone we were dealing with might be a doppelganger and that might cause problems. Like, if you don't know who is a real person and who is not, that just seems like future problems we were going to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
He's
why
gonna
do we
try and not be
care?
upset by this.
Like, why did the doppelgangers have to body snatch? Couldn't they just turn up like everyone else does and be like, we live here now? Gosh, this place is awful.
Yeah, well, Dee doesn't want anybody stepping in on their turf. Only
Fair
they
enough.
get to go around impersonating people.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
now understand
fair.
why we care.
There we go. That is a good justification.
Okay, so with your great victory behind you, what do you want to do?
Downtime episode. Woo.
I want to
Okay.
making my
Time
way
for
downtown.
rest.
You want to make your way
fast.
downtown? What do you want to do? You want to go shopping? Do you want to go get some food?
I mean, we can get some food, but I want to go shopping.
I have an idea for something as well, but we can do the shopping scene first.
Okay, let's head to... What kind of shop do you want to go to? A shop that has everything, or a shop that has interesting things?
I have 2 things I want to search for. Generic Herbie nonsense and a bag
Okay.
of holding. So if we try the everything shop first.
Okay. So, not far from the PolyArmoury head office, you find Bumbles the huge department store. Brilmara, you've been in here before. You recognise the brown polo neck uniforms
Ugh.
with their little yellow sign declaring that they all work for Bumbles, and they're all really happy for you.
I find it endearing.
I despise it with every inch of my being.
And that's okay.
Dusty looks relieved.
Hi there, can I help you today?
Dusty?
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for someone else to talk.
You're the person who wanted to go shopping.
Yes, but in my defence, give me a minute. No, I have nothing.
Do you notice Dusty?
I like this mental image that we walked into the shop behind Dusty. It's like, would you like anything? We're all looking at Dusty like, did you want something? Are we here for a reason?
Dusty's just looking at Dee like
Dusty,
authority figure. Tell me what I want.
What do you want?
Want a bag of Odin and a load of healing stuff.
Do you happen to have a bag of holding?
Of course, sure. Come over to our magical receptacles area. We've got all kinds of magical jars and bags and like holes and things.
And what about things to heal?
We've got like a whole apothecary section up on the 3rd floor. We can get you anything, like pick a mix.
Are you suggesting a pick and mix style selection of herbs and healing things? Or are you saying they have pick and mix up in the apothecary?
I mean, it's all the same thing, basically, right? You can get, like, chocolates, or, like, sage, or, like, dove leaf.
Dusty has made a mental note to take Puff via the pick and mix.
And like, those little sugar-free lollies you always get in apothecaries.
Good to know.
I am a little bit ashamed of myself that I was the only person that giggled at magical receptacle. So, how much is a bag going to set me back?
That's a good question.
Did you model that voice after anybody in particular?
I don't know. I just started doing it in my kitchen one day.
Because I hear Cartman from certain episodes of South
Oh,
Park.
God.
Oh, God.
So you're shown across to an area where they have lots of bags of holding in different styles. There's like fancy designer bags of holding.
Ew.
There's your knockoff designer bags of holding, and then there's like your sports branded cheapo bag of holding.
Okay.
Is there anything particular I could show you? Anything take your fancy?
Is there anything that I could step into and just live in it?
Dusty, you don't have to do that anymore, right?
Yes. But imagine the look on some fucker's face if they open it. It's paying for itself.
As long as you remember you don't have to live in a bag anymore.
As long as I'm good, I understand.
Also, out of character, I can't help but picture this now as Odo from Deep Space Nine in his bucket.
Well, certainly, sir. You could probably fit into any one of these bags of holding. The approximate, you're less than 2 feet across, right?
Yes. As long as I don't lie down.
Yeah, that's like a dog trying to go through a door with a stick. Yeah, you can get in there. It's about 4 feet deep.
Why are we making this into such a job? I just want to know how much the bag is and can we leave?
We didn't go to the pick and mix yet.
I wonder, what did you pick? A nice bag. Just pick a bag.
Right, I want a dad going camping bag.
Hang on. A dad going camping bag. So, almost like, army surplus almost?
Yeah.
Or did he buy it from a really fancy, like, outdoorsman type shop?
Oh no, this is like an army surplus one, but not any army that's served in the last, couple of decades.
Okay. Yep.
It's made of canvas and it looks like it should be an army thing, but it's like the People's Book Army. We deliver books or something. It's some not an army.
Okay, so it wasn't like when the gods went to war.
No.
Something
No.
that is incredibly raggedy but has actually never seen use.
Yes.
Gotcha.
This is a
Gotcha.
shriveled beige man with this shriveled beige bag, and it is boring, and it is just... It is...
Dusty.
Yeah. It is the bag version of Dusty.
Sure, we could do that. We also have a good line on sleeping bags. If you'd be interested in anything, perhaps to go in your shiny new bag of holding.
No, I'm all right. Just the bag, and Dusty's gonna pack Puff off with a list of stuff and enough left over that he can get himself a little something from the pick and mix. Just little or something.
Just little or something as a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that is going to set you back 500 gold.
Ooh.
This is why I asked for a price. I only have 250.
You can have. How much can I want to save some in case I need some for what I want to do in downtime. How much have you got? Did you say?
250.
Flat?
259. But I assumed that the 9 would probably be absorbed by Puff's little adventure.
Yeah. I can chuck 100 in.
D will spare the remaining 150.
Okay, do you want to mark your deductions down? And add a bag of holding to your list. So, what was Puff sent off to get apart from pick and mix? Is this just spell components or?
Just a few bits, because as we're walking around, Dusty is going to start making a little bit of tattoo cream for Brilmara, because he's not entirely sure what will help with, having the marks of a nightmare god seared into your flesh, but probably something minty.
Something minty, some aloe,
Yeah.
some dove leaf.
So he's just going to walk around mixing that together while we do whatever else we do today.
Okay. Dee, do you have anything you want to do?
Would they have armor here?
Yeah, they'd have armor.
D will
They would have a
peruse-
whole floor just for outfitters.
Yeah, D would peruse armor. They're looking for something sturdy but also low profile.
Hello, welcome to the Themswear department. How can I
Aw.
help you today?
I'd like something subtle but also sturdy. Like
What
my
sort
boy.
of material are you looking for?
Maybe chain.
We do a wonderful range of chainmail to suit the needs of all non-specific gendered people in the Themswear department. We can do you this chainmail for as little as 75 gold. You can take it away today. It does come with this warning though, it gives you disadvantage on stealth.
I'm many things. I'm not stealthy.
And don't be sure to always check the washing instructions.
Don't want it to shrink in the wash.
Exactly. Shrink in the prestidigitate, perhaps.
D will take it. D's also going to look around at shields, though. Something probably small. Maybe that might be magic, though. Would there be like a magic, nondescript, sneaky shield, perhaps? I guess something that could hide away. A shield would not be a very good component to carry around in a civilian costume or disguise.
Do you want like a collapsible shield?
I don't know if that's something that you could
But
do.
it only collapses when you want it to collapse, right? Otherwise, what you're thinking of is cardboard.
These kind of already cardboard.
I like the idea of a cool collapsible shield. That sort of like it you sort of wear it like a wristband, and it's got like a central bit in the middle, and then just like one long bit that comes out just up your arm, and then when you activate it, it just spins round in a circle.
Yeah,
So,
like the God of
Nice.
War shield.
I have not played that.
That's fair.
Just he's going to try and not feel inadequate with his, giant lump of dented dirty metal. She's quietly going to polish it.
I trust your dirty metal.
One of Puff's bends, that isn't it?
Okay, shield. Do you have a shield at all at the moment?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Absolutely no problem. We have this expert level self-deploying shield. As soon as you do enter some sort of attack encounter, you can deploy it immediately, and it will add, I believe, around 2 to your armor class.
What's an armor class?
Who knows?
Well, basically, we do we rate people's outerwear based on how shieldy it is or not. so that you can handle any kind of combat, you know?
I'm glad you had an answer for that question.
We do. We like to get all of our customers up to a nice level of armour class so that they can be more classier. You too can be a Bumbles person with our special armour class check. And a
Ouch.
range of products and services available to increase both your AC and your attack power in our amazing weaponry section. Be sure to also check out our range of grenades and throwable things such as dynamite and Molotov cocktails. Thank you for visiting Bumbles.
He's gonna
12
turn
gold.
Dusty. I like these people.
I need to find out where they have the recording that they're playing, because this is not a human talking. This is not how a person talks.
They drill it into us every night before we can go home. We have to watch the training manual again.
Dee's gonna pat this thing on the head. And then pay. 75 and 12 would be 87. Oh man, I have to math.
You have to math.
Hang on.
Math's the worst.
No, it's not. It's great. Maths is awesome, but you do need a calculator.
If I have a robot that can do it, that's fine. Hooray.
Like a Modron?
Like an R2D2.
Right, so, Laura.
So, I think that Brilmara's priority in between missions is going to be, how do we make sure that Puff doesn't hate us now that the phones are down? So I think Brilmara wants to go on a little mission to try and find, is there either some device that can play Mine Apothecary romance music that isn't a scrotome? Or are they maybe playing somewhere that Brilmara can go on a quest to try and get tickets? To try and go, hey Puff, please don't hate me.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to try and get tickets, or do you want to try and have a way of...
Let's go and try and get tickets, if that's
Tickets.
the thing. Let's go for that.
Yep, we can do that. Okay, so you head out of Bumbles, through the big bustling market, lots of street vendors there, you can smell lots of amazing food, there's amazing people all around you, fascinating people, the lights beautifully diffusing through the crystal. It is obviously a big, bright, sunny day out there up on the surface. But down here, you're starting to get towards the sort of theatre-y section of town. It's a bit fancy, a bit posh, and there's lots of theatres. Sometimes just small productions, others much more large and grand. You make your way past Multiversal Music. They have their big office here, and you come to a small. It's almost like a tent set up on the side of the roads. And they've just got a big signs all over the tent that just says tickets, tickets, tickets.
Oh god, this seems ticket touty as fuck.
I mean, who can say?
Yeah. Anyone in our party got like fucking spells to tell whether people are telling the truth? What's it? Zone of Truth. I wanted to call it Truth Word, and I know that's not the name of the spell. No Zone of Truth in the party?
Dusty has a big hammer.
I mean, that would do it, perhaps.
I mean, you could rename the Hammered Zone of Truth.
Dusty takes out a biro.
D can learn it, but D does not have it.
No worries. Well, in that case, Brilmara's just gonna head up and go, so,
Alright, darling!
Oh.
Tickets, love, is it? Tickets? Hey! Let me see, you look like the kind of person that'd be into, let me see, you be into, like, Monarch, is it?
Brilmara's just gonna...
The Coast Chaps.
Brilmara's gonna turn to this person and go, I don't trust the look of you as far as I can throw you, but...
Oh, honest darling, all the
Yeah.
finest tickets for all the shows in town.
Okay, well, and at this point, Brilmara is going to cast Mirror Image to have multiple copies of herself appear, and then start preparing a little bit of Witch Bolt at the fingers. There's a little bit of sparks at the fingers, and just try and do a slightly intimidating... So, I'm not going to buy these tickets and be really pissed off and have to come back here because I'm very upset with you, am I?
Roll intimidation?
Well, that's not as big a number as I hoped it was. 15. That's fairly intimidating.
Okay, so you multiply yourself, you're standing there with prepared witch bolt, you've given him the spiel, and he just, you see this bead of sweat just trickle down the side just by his eye, and another just off the tip of his nose, and it seems to fall in slow motion, and he seems to sort of straighten himself up a bit and roll his shoulders back a bit. He says, now listen here. I think you'll find that I can get you absolutely tip-top tickets for pretty much any show here. Obviously, I don't have anything for the Nothic of the Opera, but I can get you pretty much any other show in town. What is it you're looking for?
I'm looking for Mine Apothecary Courtship.
Ah, well, as far as I'm aware, they're not really doing any live shows at the moment. Although, I have heard tell that, there's a battle of the bands going on this weekend that they're supposed to be appearing at, but as far as I understand, they're all in recluse at the moment. Haven't made any music for a while.
Any chance there's tickets to go to that available?
And that's a free event.
No tickets that get us, like, backstage or anything? No, super special great tickets? No.
Given what you've already said to me, I wouldn't like to make any promises that I can't keep.
I think that's wise. I'm glad you've changed your tune.
Now, if you wouldn't mind getting out of here, you're very bad for business.
Really? I would have thought that the pyrotechnics would,
I just sell the tickets. I let them see the spectacle, well, after I've left.
If it's any consolation, you seeming like a lot less of a creepy lech made me a lot more willing to do business with you. Maybe try it with some other people.
Oh, no. They don't trust anyone who talks like me in this town, you see. It's just not down with the common people.
I don't trust you as far as you can throw you, but at least I don't think you're lying to me at this point.
Tickets here! Tickets are all the shows. Nothic of the Opera. Front row seats for Nothic of the Opera.
Well, in this case, I think it's time we try and maybe head to the Battle of the Bands.
Is the Battle of the Bands soon, or do we have time to go and get a coffee in an obnoxious vinyl shop?
You can get a coffee in an obnoxious vinyl shop if you want.
I just like the image of, Puff sat there just dying on the inside as Old Man Dusty's telling him about the merits of vinyl over Scrytome. And very confused as to why none of his modern music is on any of them.
How old is Dusty?
It depends how young the person that he's talking to is.
Is this a Schrodinger's age situation?
40, but in proportion to Puff, it might as well be geriatric.
Or Dusty's just a super hipster.
Technically Puff is less than a year old, so...
Exactly, Puff's a baby. Everything Dusty does is old man.
Well, in that case, Battle of the Bands direction, mayhaps.
You grab the cart from the cart park at work and you head off just a little out of the city. There on the outskirts, in a large open cave. There you come rolling through and it's just a big banner across the entrance. There's a few, security lizard folk around, all with their little blue badges on their arms. And there above the main entrance, Croak Cola sponsors Battle of the Bands. You head into the main arena, there's lots of people milling around, there's a smell of really cheap meat cooking.
Ugh.
And corn. Not
With a
sure
K?
there's that. No, sadly no.
Oh.
No, don't cook corn.
Yes, the sound of the band Corn just screaming. Looks like meat's back on the menu.
I like the thought that the band Corn exists in this universe, ventured underground this far before getting cooked alive.
At a battle of the bands, no less.
It's a pretty metal way to go.
If only anyone was going to live to tell the tale who knew who they were. So on stage there appear to be, from this far back, You appear to be looking at some elves? Question mark. Like their garb doesn't seem quite right. They're singing something about a flute. The crowd's going wild. There's a lot of stomping and clapping, and yeah, there seems to be like a pretty good time. Although you do notice as the band is getting really riled up that their lead singer just shits themselves. You do not know what happens, but the band end up sort of just running off in disgrace. The crowd having been completely lost. A moment ago, there they were, like, all with the band, and then something happened?
I'm just... Fun fact, I'm very aware of what's happening here. I believe we might be playing through a different perspective of a different D&D campaign that I played with Jade.
Set in this universe.
Set in this universe. I'm having a bit of deja vu because I think I'm walking through a room from a different perspective.
So, what do you want to do? The queue for the beer tent, I will warn you, looks horrendous.
Oh, that's fine. We got mildly buzzed before we came in. I feel like the most important thing to do before we, waste too much more time here is to find out whether these rumours that the band are gonna be here are actually true. Which I'm voting maybe interrogation of a bouncer, or looking for a set list on a stage, or
Okay.
I don't know. Trying to find some evidence that might lead to this is who's playing tonight.
Okay, let's have an investigation check.
That sounds much better than picking a fight with someone who is armed. 11.
15.
And D?
Oh, there it is. 17.
Whoop.
Dusty's contribution is to stand puff up on his shoulders, figuring that if someone's going to know, it'll be him.
It's fair.
Plus now he's got a really cool Mohican that's just a pseudo-dragon.
Okay, so with a 17, you have a wander around. You find near the stage one of those bracket charts for the bands as they'll be playing, and you notice that at the centre of this, the brackets will go down, and the final match will be against a mystery band. You assume that they would be somebody big because of that position. There isn't a firm thing about who that's going to be.
I'm trying to think if there's any particular ways that we could get more information. Perhaps D. Do you want to maybe make yourself look like someone in security and just confidently walk in a high vis?
Oh, D could do that.
Yeah, you reckon you could do that? Have a snoop around?
What do the security look like?
They're lizard folk in high vis jackets with like blue badges in little holders on their arms.
I can't replicate the jacket. I could always pretend I lost one, though.
I'm trying to see if there's
You could do a further investigation if you want to try and find one.
Yeah, D will go and make themselves into a lizard folk, and then pretend that they're looking for their lost jacket.
Ooh, where's the smoking area?
Everywhere?
Well, that ruins my plan.
I mean, the fact that the band corner on fire over a barbecue pit, I mean, that's fairly smoky.
Ooh.
It'll really bring out the flavor, though.
I have an idea of what you could potentially do if you can't have the jacket.
Mm-hmm.
See if you could just find a loose cardboard box somewhere and just confidently walk as if it's very heavy and you're taking it backstage. Just hope no one questions.
Ooh, also good. Okay, so gonna try and find a jacket, an abandoned one, perhaps.
Okay, let's have another investigate.
6.
Okay, you find a battered-looking, slightly damp cardboard box. But no sign of a high-vis jacket. At one point, there was like one sitting on a railing, and you were sort of moving towards it, but literally as you were about to grab it, the lizard folk who owned it just grabbed it off the back of the chair, put it on and walked off.
Damn.
But you do have a slightly manky box if you want one.
Now there's an offer I can't refuse.
How How confidently do you think you can walk with this? Can you pull the look off by just being like, I'm in a hurry, I'm important, I've got the thing, go?
Yes. All right. Dee will take the box.
It squelches, and you now have quite sticky fingers.
Well, then the next part will be easy. Dee will look upset and displeased and attempt to just walk backstage.
Okay, you head towards the side of the stage where you've seen people coming and going, and this end there aren't lizard folk staff. They're a couple of bullywugs holding spears, little frog-like creatures, and they sort of give you a look up and down. But then they smell the box, and they're just like, "Yeah, just go." You're backstage.
Perfect.
This area contains what looks like just bands sitting around in little pockets, not really communicating with each other. A few of them like tuning instruments. And then there's this sort of like large metal like container, which seems to sort of go along most of one side. It's got two large metal doors, and it seems to sort of disappear behind a large marquee tent at the far end. And there are a lot of bullywug security standing around outside that marquee.
As Dee's back here, Dee's realizing they don't really know what my apothecary courtship looks like.
I think Brilmara would have given a basic description, but I imagine it probably could describe half the band's back here.
Yeah, it appears to the hippie band that were on with all the colours. It looks like they've just grabbed their stuff and left. I guess they didn't make it through. There's a band on at the moment that sound like they're using about 9 different instruments.
Well, then Dee's just gonna have to use basic reasoning and assume that whatever's back there is something that they should look for. So Dee will walk by the metal doors and walls, not necessarily make it seem like they're trying to go in, but kind of doing a flyby.
Okay, you walk by the metal container. The doors seem to have like one of those big hinge locks that then sort of pulls the metal bars top and bottom, like a shipping container. And it appears to just have like shipping containery type walls going down the sides, and then the far end of it disappears into the side of this marquee. It's about 10 foot high, although you suspect some of that is like spacing at the bottom.
Okay. Dee is going to go and place the box down, and then find a place more or less to themselves to cast augury.
What's that spell?
It is a ritual spell. Just click. That.
He's just performing it like a broom cupboard or something.
Yes.
Just sitting in a corner, just spending 10 minutes doing a ritual.
Yes. Oh, it's 2 minutes. 1 minute. Casting time 1 minute?
Or 10 minutes for a ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
One minute is the regular cast time.
Yes.
Oh, well,
So you can cast it for the spell slot, or you can cast it as a ritual.
I'll cast it from the spell slot. I am in a little bit of a hurry.
I like to imagine that you're just gabbling through. There's just like blah blah blah, yeah, throwing a few like really fast sign language to do the gestures,
Naruto hand signing.
something like that. Throwing some like sticks and bones around,
just to see what might happen if we stay here. Will Puff be pleased or not? Not if Dee goes into the thing.
Just if you stay at this event, will Puff be pleased?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have to roll for that, or do I just have to tell you?
You choose from the following omens: weal or woe, or nothing.
So, yeah. Do you say you basically tell the player, will it be a good result, a bad result, or a mixed result?
Okay. That would be a wheel.
Yay! All right.
That's the good one.
That's the good one. I worked that out from context.
Well, woe's probably the bad one.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What about the Keanu Reeves woe?
Whoa.
That could be either.
Whoa. Whoa.
What?
So, are you done investigating back there for now, or are you going through that metal door by yourself with no backup?
That sounded like a loaded question.
I haven't checked the marquee either.
Oh, yeah.
I'm being silly.
I could find the marquee back here.
You don't have to.
No, Dee will go look for it, realizing that the sign language may have been entirely unnecessary.
Okay, so you head to the back of the cave, where the Are you going for like the main tent flaps, like straight where the bullywugs are, or
That seems like where it would
sliding
be.
in by the metal bit? Yeah, they're basically standing out the front of this marquee.
Yeah, Dee will just go over there.
So as you get a bit closer, the bullywugs start trying to square you up. They're a good foot shorter than you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, a good 3 foot shorter than you as a lizard folk.
What you want?
Just looking at the marquee, and Dee will really sell the unpleasant sticky feeling in the fingers and the arms. Like, I'm just doing this before I'm gonna go anyways.
Mr. Croak doesn't want to be disturbed.
Well, I'm not gonna. I just need to look at this thing.
This is Mr. Croak's private tent.
Dee doesn't feel good about this.
Ganley's in town, aren't there?
Yeah.
Who?
Brilmara's friend.
Ganley?
Yeah. Who said
Who
he'd
were
help
going to
you
help
out?
us wreck Croak's shit up.
I mean, this might be a good time if Croak is actually here. If he's got a private tent, it sounds like perhaps that's a thing.
And you have just been told he doesn't want to be disturbed.
I feel like we're going to disturb him.
Yeah, if has Dee come back out to sort of relay this information to us?
Dee doesn't feel good about not really knowing what's going on, so they're not going to push their luck and leave.
Okay, Brilmara's going to turn around to the group and go, so, 1, great news, seems like we found the right place for path. 2, do you want to really fuck up Croak's shit while you're here? Because that's like the last thing we've got to do before we leave. Like, we go and deal with our other stuff, go do that mission above ground. Do you want to deal with Croak while we're here?
Do you think it'll ruin the show?
Oh, no. I'm hoping we can, deal with this and then come out and see the band as a celebration afterwards. That's how I see this going. We go wreck Croak's shit and then we have a party afterwards.
Do you think he has stuff we can sell?
Probably.
I'm in.
Plus we're supposed to get paid for this for work, right?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Paycheck.
Paycheck.
We've just had a shopping trip. We could do with the cash.
Mm-hmm.
You can just see the
which-
dollar signs in Dusty's eyes behind, the thought of Croak's head.
So at this point, Brilmara is gonna shout down the phone and try and get a call in favour from Ganley.
There's a lot of swirling mists, and a vague outline appears, and you hear what you think might... The signal's really bad. Signal's not great, but you're pretty sure you've got your guy.
Just about got them. How would I communicate this with the terrible, terrible phone signal? Battle of Bands, Croak, fuck shit up.
Bert and...
Brilmara repeats this 2 or 3 more times just in case and hangs up.
the beer and...
Meet at the beer tent. Was that...
Well, you hung up, so...
DM, I'm asking, can you please repeat... I didn't realise that was actual words you were doing.
Me at beer and...
Yeah, that sounded like maybe at the beer tent. Brilmara now hangs up and heads over to the beer tent.
The mirror clears, you stick it back in your pocket, and you head over to the beer tent. It appears that this beer tent is run by possibly a local pub chain called Ganley's.
Brilmara's gonna do her best to sidle up to the front, continually reassuring people in the queue, I'm not skipping the queue, I'm not buying a drink, I'm talking to the guy on the bar quick. And hoping that no one gets too aggy.
You get some growls and some "Oi!" as you move through, but you do manage to get there, and you are being stared daggers at by the person who is literally standing at the front of this queue.
Oh, Ganley.
Oh, there, you're a friend of the family. It's not the Ganley you know.
Ah.
Modtown Gamler. Best Gamler.
It's not a Ganley Brilmara knows.
Yeah, friend of the family. I mean, I've been in talks with a different Ganley about fucking up some rich bastard's day who maybe is around here today.
Let's see, tattoos. You're the one that helped get the songbook back.
That's the one. Yes, hi.
What'd you need us for?
And Brilmara sort of tries to get as much of a not being obvious about what's going on as possible, sort of talk behind the hand and goes, Croak. That Croak bastard's behind the stage, as best I can tell.
I mean, I knew he sponsored the event, but I didn't think he'd be here himself.
He's got a tent back there, which makes it seem like he's got a private tent. He's probably back there. I'm hoping he's back there. I want to fuck his shit up.
I mean, if that's what you want, we're happy to repay the debt to you.
I would super appreciate that. It'd be a real help.
Come on, fellas. Okay, everyone, bar's closed.
Dusty grips hold of Zone of...
Brilmara is mirror imaging again to just be like, which one's me? Goodbye.
There are like glasses being just lobbed across the tent.
A
brawl has broken out, but luckily it's not quite where you are.
Yeah.
And you and 5 Ganleys.
Use a gust to blow the incoming glasses out the way.
Just walking in slow motion as, like, glass explodes off of walls.
Yeah.
And you just move through this world. The fists flying just in front of you. I imagine, like, occasionally you're, like, pushing someone out of the way.
It's like the slow motion scenes in, like, the recent X-Men films or the Sonic film, where it's just...
not quite that slow.
Not quite that slow, but it's like, yeah, you were just sort of deftly, like, just...
Okay, avoid that. Another swing. Like, do that little sort of crouching walk as someone just flies over the top of you. And you step back out into the main arena, where everyone is going very excited for the fetishes. Just performed, and it. I mean, who knows? They might win this round. Let's see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
What are you just going to head straight towards the back again?
So we've got the other Ganley with us, have we?
You have 5 other Ganleys.
We have multiple Ganleys. If they're working at the event, do they have any kind of ability to get backstage? Can they just walk us back there?
I mean, we've only got credentials for the main arena. We can certainly try.
What if you approached with drink?
Maybe...
Friend, I'm not going back in there. Not for a while, anyway. Well, let security sort that out.
Maybe try and get us through security, saying that we've got to go pick some kegs up from backstage to refill the bar or something. Yeah, we're going to take a custom order, bring it out to Croak.
And all the bullywugs.
Yeah, we've got to go back and take everyone's order. Is that something we can maybe confidently, like, no, we work on the bar, we just wanted to make sure everyone back there, was all being served. Croak's the sponsor. Is Croak being served alright? Need anything?
So you managed to blag your way through the first set of bullywugs.
Okay.
You get into the back area, and you are outside the marquee tent. You've been through your spiel, and the bullywugs are still looking pretty unimpressed.
Who else has ideas?
Is it just... Like, how many bullywugs are there on this tent?
6.
Are they in view of any more?
No. They are just guarding the door to this marquee.
How big is a bullywug?
About, 3.5, 4 foot tall.
Well, I have a bag that's 4 foot tall. So I know where to put one bullywug. Would that be a stealth to just... Whichever one's on the corner not being looked at, just put the bag over their head.
Over the
Bag.
Seal it up, wait for it to stop twitching. Okay, I won't try.
Okay,
and just kill
no,
them
I
off
mean,
one
I'm not
at a
gonna,
time.
I'm not gonna stop you if this is what you want to do.
I will
It's
say
an
before
option.
you do that, here's the thing: if they notice one of their lot is, if they notice one of their lot is gone, this is essentially going to start initiative. And do we want to start a fight visibly backstage before we're properly inside this place. Because the consequence if we fuck that up is, oops, a fight broke out, we cancelled the Battle of the Bands, there's no band on stage now. Oh no, what about Puff?
I mean...
Dusty's just stood cuddling his new bag, looking down at it wistfully, but knowing that this is not the time.
Could I don't know. Do you have another bullywug handy?
I mean, we have a D-hander.
Oh.
Oh, thoughts. Okay. If Dusty can successfully, very quickly snatch one in a bag of holding, and we can swap in a replacement, D, what do you reckon your chances are of talking them into leaving, and leaving just you on the door for a minute?
A fight did just break out.
A fight did just break out. That might need some security. I think we have a plan.
What do they sound like again? Oh, God.
No, alright then, I suppose not.
Okay.
How well can you inhale speak?
Surely just transforming should let me do it, but I'm gonna try.
Well, yes, canonically your voice will be the correct one, but I want to hear your voice.
For the audience, come on, stretch yourself a little.
So to start this, Dusty is attempting to whoop one with the bag.
Okay, can I have a... Oh god, what is this even going to be?
What do you roll to steal someone in a bag?
I mean, is it strength or stealth?
Dexterity?
Dexterity with advantage.
Because you're trying to dexterously get the whole of the bag over them.
18. 18 to bag and just sit on it until it stops jerking about quite so much.
You sort of idly wander up beside this bullywug, and they're looking at Brilmara, who's still trying to talk the way through the crowd, and in just the flash of a second that no one could possibly have noticed, you have just completely engulfed this bullywug. Pulled the top tight. You have to poke the other foot in because it's not quite in. It's doing a little flap about, but you managed to poke it in through the drawn top, and then you sort of sling it across your back and like la 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 la.
And D has just like slid into frame,
holding, and that has a chance obviously to pick up the discarded spear.
Mm-hmm.
I like the image that we didn't tell Brilmara this, and she has no idea where Dee's gone.
Oh yeah, no, Brilmara has no idea what's going on.
Okay, so do you want to start trying to sweet talk the bullywugs into not being here?
Okay. They don't seem very eloquent, so Dee will just kind of approach from the back, like they were there the whole time, and just say, "Oh God, hang on." There's a fight broken out in Camley.
What? How big a fight? Huge. Right. You stay here. Keep an eye on the boss. We'll go and sort this fight out.
And they sort of hop away.
You
You are left guarding.
I'm glad they suggested you stay here. Otherwise, this could have been a whole different challenge. It's like, a fight's broken out. Okay, you go deal with it.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
I have newfound respect. It only grows with every voice that you do.
Thank you.
You have a lot of voices in your repertoire.
I certainly try to see if I can
Do something, maybe just come up with a different voice now and again.
Oh, yes, you do. don't
Yes,
you?
I do that.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Delightful. So, you are standing outside a tent flap.
Does Brilmara know?
No, Brilmara's...
I mean, Brilmara would have noticed them leave, surely.
Oh no, Brilmara noticed 3 of them leave, and Brilmara is trying to...
No, they've all left, apart from D.
No, this is what I mean, is Brilmara has noticed all of them but D go. Doesn't know that's D. So
Gotcha.
Brilmara turns to... This is actually D, and goes... Okay, so about letting us in to go get drink orders for Croak. Are you sure you can't let us in?
Dee will just give a little thumbs up.
Dusty's just gonna walk past Brilmara giggling slightly.
Brilmara looks around like, yeah, I did it! I did it! Oh,
You were persuasive.
Steve?
Good job.
I was persuasive. I did a mission.
So you head into this large marquee. Inside there's 2 posts either side. It's almost like a circus type tent where you've got the 2 poles.
Yeah.
And sitting on this large pile of cushions near the far side of the tent is this hideous creature. A large green mouth and tentacles and large feet. It's almost frog-like, amphibious, but it's just horrifying and huge. And it appears to be just, like, eating small animals out of a bucket.
By small animals? Are they in the bucket alive or dead?
Judging by the squeaking and crunching as they go down, they were probably alive briefly before the crunching.
So this is Croak, right? Seems pretty likely.
It notices you and rumbles.
What are you doing in my tent?
Are we secluded enough here we could start a fight and not be noticed?
As far as you know, all of the guards are dealing with something far away.
Is this time to pick a fight with our new friends?
Is everyone into this plan?
I'm into this plan.
Does anyone have a better plan?
D will actually keep watch outside.
Roll initiative.
Da-da-da.
Thank you very much for joining us. I have been the mistress of this dungeon. I am Jane Aerith Magnet. I can be found on Twitter and YouTube as Maniac Janiac. I'm on SoundCloud as Jane Aerith Magnet, where you might be listening to this now. I'm also on stonemonkeyradio.blog, where I write things, twitch.tv/Janiac, where I stream on Tuesday and Thursday nights, janiac.redbubble.com, where you can get one of my fantastic t-shirts, and patreon.com/stonedmonkeyradio. As little as $1 a month would be super helpful.
Hi, this is Nick, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and stream at the Nick Flair. And if you'd like to read some media analysis and self-reflections that I'm writing, you can follow my blog at storieswithnick.blog.
I'm Laura. You can find me at Laura K. Buzz everywhere on the internet. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Patreon. That's the one that pays the bills. LauraKBuzz.com. I do a series on YouTube every Friday called Accessibility, where I talk about video game industry accessibility and representation. I've got a bunch of books. There's Uncomfortable Labels, which is out now. It's about being gay and trans. There is Things I Learned from Mario's Butt, which is coming out on February 4th. It's an illustrated, silly and serious coffee table book of video game character butt reviews. And there's Gender Euphoria, which is an anthology of non-cisgender people's stories of euphoric moments they had in regard to their gender, which is going to be out at some point in the future when it's written. There's also podcasts. There's Pixel Squirt, which is a video game pornography discussion podcast with Mari and Stacey from Geek Remix. There's Dice Funk, which is another D&D podcast. I'm on seasons 3, 4, 5, 6, and season 7. They're all self-contained seasons. And there's Podquisition, where we talk about whether your favourite video games are great or perfect.
I'm Becky. I can be found as @Becky2ill on Twitter. The last series that we recorded, Badly Designated Heroes, can be found under Curiosity Epidemic on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. We didn't forget to record credits for James, he just doesn't have any social media presence whatsoever.
And we'll see you again sometime. Oh, bye!